Good afternoon, all you Saturday stackers and numismatists out there. Appreciate you checking in with the channel. As we talked about, we're going to just kind of keep following on with the last live stream where we talked about how my kind of new goal, something that I want to undertake to educate myself, to train a new muscle, so to speak, right? To expand the mind and my horizons and my understanding of the coin collecting and silver stacking kind of universe here is we're taking a jump in with both feet, bury ourselves in information on the Walking Liberty $50. And I'm taking it extremely seriously. I want to become what I would consider, or what the industry would consider, an expert in this particular coin. And this is just some of the resources. We went over some of the online resources. These are some of the, the books and things that I've been starting to peruse and go through. And obviously, if you're anything like me, when you start down a rabbit hole of looking through, like reading like one book, right? This book references another book, and then you get that book, and then this book references that book. And then next thing you know, you're trying to get all these different resources together to really kind of like get the complete package, get the complete knowledge. And that's the way I operate. I take on everything that I can as fast as I possibly can, read 3-4 books at a time, knock them all out, move on to the next. And then also, it's not just about education, it's about application, right? You can learn how to be, you can read stories about how to, change out an engine in a car, but until you actually do it, and you have to figure out like what types of tools you need and where things are and where do you unclip things and what hoses you need to save and all that, like until you've actually done it. It's different than just reading it. So anyway, we're going to go through that and leave a little bit more today. I've got some resources from NGC and PCGS up on the internet here that we can also reference throughout the day. We're going to I'm going to go through some stuff. We're also going to look up some examples of some of these coins, primarily through eBay, so that we can kind of, again, compare and learn about conditions and just kind of take the information, right? Take the information that we are feeding ourselves and keep applying it. I did pick up another graded coin as well. So I'll have 2 MS65s. Well, 3 technically. I have 3 MS65s to be able to compare each and every one of them to each other to start to understand light strikes versus, good strikes and bad strikes and that stuff. Like, again, just so much information to learn. We're going to go take it piece by piece. And I've got some great resources here. So obviously we got the 2026 Red Book, just a little bit of just generic information. They do list prices, but we take prices with a grain of salt. Also, before I get too deep into this, I gotta say salutations to a couple of you guys that have come in and hung out this morning. I do appreciate it. We got a blue collar stacker coming in first here saying hello. And then E. Rodriguez, welcome back, sir. Thank you for being here as well. So yeah. So obviously the Red Book is our like just basic guide of understanding, really just basically understanding mintages, how many of each coin were minted, and then a theoretical comparable valuation from one to the other. Hey, what's up, Roadkill 80? What's going on, my man? Yeah, so we've got this. This is, again, our basic guide for sort of just understanding that. I picked this up right here. This is a cool little book, and we're going to go through this a lot too, but you go into the middle here, we can get to the Walking Liberty $50. I think I had it out. No, I didn't. I thought I had it opened up to it earlier, but so this book has been phenomenal. Oh, there's my earmark here, a dog ear. So this book has been phenomenal already. Just already, I can't recommend this book enough. The official American Numismatic Association grading standards for the United States coins. I don't know if it matters if you get like the 5th edition, 6th edition, 7th edition. I don't know if any of that matters because really these older coins don't change that much. But if you're going with a more modern coin, you might want to get like the newer ones. But okay, this is ridiculous, guys. I cannot recommend this book enough for anybody who's interested in coin grading so far already. It tells you in full detail like which areas that you need to validate for, quality, scratches, all that kind of stuff. It goes through in detail every single grade all the way down to almost good, right? Look at, or about good, excuse me. And it tells you like with examples of the coins and the breakpoints, right? There's kind of like breakpoints where you go from like about good to good, or you go from like mint state gem, mint state standard, right? So these types of things change from the grades, and it's just so good. It shows you everything. I'm really liking this this book. I cannot recommend this book enough yet. I mean, this book has already given me so much information, but in terms of general coin grading, but the fact that I can break it down and I can go online now and I can look at raw coins and I can kind of just compare and contrast and get a rough estimate of condition that quickly. I've already been using it. I'm just gonna tell you that I've already been using it while shopping eBay and looking for deals and stuff. So cannot recommend this guy enough. This is the official like ANA grading standards for the United States coins. Awesome book. I've got more books coming. I'm just showing you guys all the resources that, again, I am trying to pump myself full of knowledge so that I can help educate and learn. And there's probably a good chance in the future I might take, after a couple of years of doing this, and go ahead and write my own book with what I've learned from all this stuff. But anyway, Red Book and the ANA grading guide, fantastic. I got this. I pulled this off of PCGS's website. This is like, just 10 pages or whatever, but again, pretty good at telling you common issues, things to look for as a collector. What's up, TFT? Yeah, happy Saturday, my friend. Happy Saturday. So this was a cool little thing. Coin Collector Survival Manual, another book I'm reading. Obviously, you see, I just kind of got started here like a couple days ago, but I'll probably get through this in a week or so. But just goes through, this is going through just kind of like generic stuff about grading, whereas some of the other books that I have are very like specific. So this is going through just generic stuff on grading and the history of grading and the grading certification companies. And anyway, this has been pretty cool. I feel like this is that kind of thing that's going to really benefit you if you go to a coin show or you go somewhere where there's like a lot of other types of coins, and you can just learn. You can use stuff like this in this manual to like learn how to isolate value out of them. So a great book right there. And this is another book that I'm reading currently. Again, barely getting started on it, but I'll have this one probably done in a couple days. But this one is exclusively about, again, where we're trying to become an expert, Walking Liberty $50. So this is the Collecting Investing Strategies for Walking Liberty $50 by Jeff Ambio. So far has been very interesting. I'm just getting into it, but look what he does here. So once you get through like the generic history and stuff, which was, he goes through every single coin. This guy has like 10, 15 years of dealing auctions and stuff and managing auctions and listings for these coins, right? Hey, what's up, ASE guy? How's it going? Thanks for being here. So what this guy did is he breaks down every single coin in the series, and he talks about like the mint and the quality of the strikes and the luster and stuff that he typically would find on these coins, so that you can understand which ones of that series are of high quality or lower quality. He lists, this is from 2008. He lists like the prices of the different grading levels. It's really cool. Very helpful as well. This is like a amped up version of the Red Book and that grading guide combined. However, the prices, obviously, again, prices are always, just take it with a grain of salt. If you're worried about market pricing, you need to do your own market research at the time, looking at all the different sales across all the auction houses and kind of combining and looking at quality and figuring that out for yourself, really. But these are just rough guides. But again, look, it tells you every single one, all the key dates, what's to look for on every single type of coin. Denver Mint has better, surfaces than San Francisco mid, etc. Like he just lists all that out there. So resources we've got going on here galore. Oh, I didn't even tell you, I've got like 3 more books on the way. I've probably spent $200 just on education materials, books, and resources to learn about this stuff. So anyway, I'm only saying all this just to show you that I'm taking this journey extremely seriously. I want to be as qualified as I can be to submit things for grading for myself, to understand and identify quality coins while I'm at coin shows or at vendors and local coin shops, even online if I'm shopping. And I want to ultimately become a resource that I can, you know, kind of like if you guys watch Dub C and stuff out there, you know, he's so knowledgeable. He's able to provide a level of expertise that a lot of us, I think, in the stacking community don't have about specific things. And I want to be a resource that I can like help people understand, you know, hey, that's a good coin, that's not a good coin, you know, that's a valuable coin, all that kind of good stuff. So that's what we're looking at. And yeah, so where are we going with all this, right? We've already bought some graded coins, and somebody asked me last time we were doing this. Let me move all these things out of the way so I don't mess up all the spots here. Somebody asked me last time we were talking, and they said, you know, Dragoon, do you have any specific plans with this? Hey, what's up, West Texas? How you doing? Appreciate you being here. Do you have any specific goals or plans? And at the time I said no. And I said no because you can, if you guys haven't realized, I'll learn a lot in one day. Like I will spend one day and all of a sudden I will be much further along than I was the prior day and the prior week. And I just never stop learning. I just keep grinding. Any spare time I got, just kind of consuming information, whether it's videos or books or whatever, articles. I just consume as much as I can, as fast as I can, because there's no reason in delaying something for 3 years that you can do in a month, right? Drink some of that coffee right there. Oh yeah. Okay. So where I'm going with this is I think that they are right. I think I do need to identify a clear path and a clear goal. And so I've pulled out, you know, I've got like 125 loose walkers here. Let me pull them out real quick so you guys can see that I've picked up over time. I think I just bought another $10 face. Yeah, I just bought another $10 face walkers as well. So those will be arriving in a week or so. Let's see, we got all these guys. So all these are walkers, all different dates and ages and all that kind of stuff, and mints. Very unsorted. So one day, we're not going to do this today, but probably in the next stream or two, we're going to take the information that we've learned from our grading scales, and we're going to actually take out all of these coins and put them into brackets, you know. First, we'll divide them by age varieties, which again we'll talk about with the Walking Liberty $50, like the 3 age brackets of it. Then I will break those brackets into coins, like coin quality. The very good, you know, like the very low end scale side, we will pull aside, except for like maybe we keep interest in them if they're like a super rare key date, you know, 1917s or 1921 S's or something like that, something crazy, 1938 D's. We'll pull those aside. But anything else is just kind of like low quality. It's just going to go in one of these junk tubes, right? It'll just be a generic pile tube we don't care about. What we'll be looking for is anything that we think will score an MS60 or higher. And again, we're going to use all these different articles and documents to kind of help us identify that. But we'll try to find like some 60s or higher, MS60s or higher, and those will be the ones that then we will try to isolate into like our 5 to 10 best coins that we've got, and those will submit out to PCGS for grading, or NGC. I'm not quite sure who I'm going to use. Anyway, so first goal. What's our first goal? Our first goal, I think, is going to be to actually complete my entire Walking Liberty album right here. So as you can see, I still have some coins, some key coins to find. Obviously, I've started with the more prevalent coins, you know, less rare, easier to accumulate, more affordable coins. I do have some of like the more rares, but anyway, we got like some 1916 S on the obverse. So if you don't know, the 1916 and the 1917 have the mint mark on both the obverse and the reverse. So it's kind of interesting. We got a 1917D on reverse and 1970S on the obverse. So we got a couple coins there. The 1919S over here. Excuse me. Now, these are extremely rare coins, and like, what do I mean by extremely rare coins here coming in for the 1921 series, 1921 and 1921D? Okay, extremely rare as in this, guys. Does anybody know? If you don't know off the top of your head, guess how many before I show you. Guess how many were minted of the 1921 and the 1921D each. So I'll give you guys a second. Take a guess of how many coins were minted. Not how many remain after all this melting and everything like that. Just simply how many were minted by the U.S. Mint of 1921 and 1921D. We'll start there. Let me take a second to get some coffee. All right, so we're talking about 405-year-old coin. There are only right here 246,000 1921s and 208,000 1921Ds ever minted from the U.S. Mint. Okay, and if you just take the fact that these coins pre-Great Depression, right? Pre-Great Depression, the 1933s or so, and before, there were, these coins were heavily circulated. These coins were used in transactions. These coins, sure, some people maybe kept like one or two of each issue because they were, collectors back then, but that's very rare, very few. Most of these coins were heavily circulated. That's why they're in very low quality. There's very few, if we go to the population reports, which we'll show later, there's very few of these in high quality. And also, if there's estimates that, 90% of them have been lost or melted or whatever, refined away. So this is like, they're very rare. I mean, just shopping these, just to give you perspective here, guys, just a 1921S in like crappy condition. I'm talking like a 1, 2, or 3 grade is still going to run you probably $65 to $85, which is kind of nuts if you think about it. Like, these are 20 right now, currently market price, like $25 raw melt coins. And just getting the D and the S is 548,000 of them. So I am currently in the market trying to pick up some 21 Philadelphia and 21Ds, even some 21Ss, just to kind of enhance my quality of the one that I do have a 21S in the book, but these are very, very rare. Hey, what's going on, TFT? Listening to this as I grill. Awesome stuff. Appreciate you sharing this effort and what you learned. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you always, TFT, for hanging out with us. And then we got 49s going on. What's up, brother? How you been, man? I just stopping to say hello. Get back to scripting. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, man. We are on a numismatic journey. 49s. I always enjoy watching your content, but we're on a numismatic journey to learn about the Walking Liberty half dollar and to become an expert at identifying value and grading this particular coin. So this new series is going to be all about the Walking Liberty half dollar and learning about it. So anyway, 1921, very, very low mintages. Obviously a super key date. 1938S as well, coming up here. 1938D, excuse me, has under 500,000, so 491,000 are there. So some of these key dates are very easy to identify. You just look at the mintages. So I'm like a squirrel that a nut, like a cat and a light. I go all over the place. But the point is, I want to complete this album with fillers, I guess is what their name, the industry name would be, is just some filler coins that I can use to fill an album. They're not going to be my highest quality coins anymore. Originally, I wanted some of my better coins to be in here, and we might even swap some out. We might take some. There's a few of them in the 1940 series that I have that are actually, I think, very good quality, like 62 plus. So we may be removing those from the album, swapping them out with a filler coin. And then, anyway, so I'm going to go through. I'm going to try to fill out this entire album. We're almost there, by the way. I'm not too many coins off. I think I'm like 12 coins off of it. So there's 3, 4. It's coming out a little bit. 5, 6, 7. And then boom, I mean, we're right here. Look, all the rest of these, you can see like we got some really good qualities coming in here. Some of these are really nice. I just got to be careful to make sure they're not cleaned and stuff. But yeah, we got some really nice, beautiful coins with a ton of detail here. I've even got some where like it's very clear how to see a soft strike versus a quality strike in the skirt of Lady Liberty, right? She's got her skirt on, and then like down here, I'll get some closer up zoom ins whenever we're doing actual grading discussions, but you can see the lines on her skirt really pronounced on the stronger strikes is what I've been looking for. So yeah, so we're only 7 coins away from filling this out. Now these are the These are, I got the 1938D, by the way, if you're wondering. This is like that one coin right here at the bottom. This is that coin that only has under 500,000 ever minted. So there's my quality one of that. And it's cool because it has a full date. You know, you can see the full date and it has the full mint mark and everything like that. So I did get a pretty decent quality 1938D, which is a key date. My 1921S is not of the quality that I really want it to be. So I'm trying to find a better quality one. But again, we might be switching this book up to be like that 1938D might be something that I consider getting graded because, you know, even in like a lower condition is still valuable. But then, yep, so we got 1921s, fill these out. 7 coins, some of the more, you know, older, rarer, harder to find coins to fill this thing out. But I think I can do it if I focus on it and set a little budget for it. So that's the goal number 1, is we're going to just try to complete that. So I think that's pretty neat. Let's switch over here to the browser view real quick. And I want to go through some resources here that we have as well. Movies New has subscribed. Thanks. Appreciate you, Movies New. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you for joining our little stacking community. All right. Kitka, if you're interested, you know, we ended the week really strong. We had a really strong week in the precious metals. Gold, we ended up here at $4,713. Silver ended at $80.22. And platinum, $2,057. So really good, strong closing of the week right there. We put these walkers back here on the screen. There we go. You guys have something to look at down here, I guess. All right. So what I want to do now is, because we've talked about a lot of these resources. We talked about, this is the population report again. If we're trying to figure out, if I go to comprehensive here on the population report, I can see all of them. Very good, you know, fine, very fine. So this is the lower half of the scale. It's got poor 2VF. So that's a 0 grade through a 35 grade, gets us through the VF or so, and then 20 to 58 through VF to AU. So as we get up above here, we get into that almost uncirculated, and then, you know, mint state, all that stuff improved. What we use this for, what I use this for, is to kind of see like a relative pricing structure. So how rare is the coin? How many of them are in a certain grade? So when I purchase, I can do that. So we go down here, look at these 1921s and stuff that I'm trying to pick up. There aren't like a tremendous, look at this. I mean, the 66 series, MS66, which is a high quality coin. I mean, let's just be real here though, right? There's only 4 in 66. 4 in 66 and 1 in 66. This is PCGS, not including NGC. You could obviously just add the two charts together if you want to look that up too, but that's very rare. That's very rare. It looks like 64 is the most common higher quality grade. You know, this is just under that gem mint state. So gem mint state starting at 65, and we're at 64 here for those. So if I were going to, for me, if I were going to purchase a 1921, 1921D or 1921S, if I were to purchase a graded coin of this variety, I would be looking for the MS64, because the 65 is going to drive a pretty large price, you know, exponential price increase over the 64, simply because there's so few of them. And then a 66 obviously is going to be 60, an MS66 of a 1921D, for instance. You know, there's going to be so few of this coin. There's only 4 that are graded this. There's probably very few in NGC, if not like 1 or 2. I would imagine that this coin is upwards of probably like $30,000 to $50,000, maybe more at this point. I mean, it could very well be more than that with all the inflation and everything we've gone through. So super rare coin, definitely out of my budget, not what I'd be looking. 65 even, you know, it's going to be a pretty rare coin. 37 out of, you know, the hundreds of millions of people in the United States, plus, you know, the other billions across the globe. Very sought after coins, beautiful designs, right? It's not realistic to get a 65. So even a 64 is going to cost you a pretty penny. It's going to, I mean, at 64, it's probably going to be in the thousands of dollars just for one coin. So, but that's probably where I'd be shopping. 64, 63, 64 in that range to kind of get your first one integrated coin. So that's what I use this for, to understand how rare these things truly are. If you didn't know, you know, we picked up a couple coins. I think it was a 1941D. Yeah, we picked up this coin in MS65 right here. That'll be coming in soon. And I think I also picked up a 1941 Philly 65. I got the 1941 Philly. I'll show you a picture of it later on. I got that sucker at like $113 shipped. So I feel like we kind of got a steal on the 1941 65. And it looks good. I mean, I saw the pictures. I validated the registration, all that kind of stuff that we talked about on the last video. and I feel pretty good about that one. So yeah, I kind of got I snuck in there with a little bid snipe right at the end, and I got it, and I'm pretty happy about those 2 coins. So once they get in, I will be happy to like show you again. We will look at the coins, but we're not going to just look at the coins. Like we're going to look at them, you know, broad based, and then we're going to look at them under the microscope to really truly understand, you know, what are the quality identifiers that we can use in the future to understand coins that maybe aren't graded that we should submit. That's the whole purpose, right? I want to be able to confidently submit grades and submit coins and know that I'm going to have a good chance of getting the rating that I want. So real quick, if you guys aren't familiar, these websites, I've been really spending a lot of time on these websites, guys. NGC has something really cool. And I think this is what's going to take realistically as I get going about this. I was looking up some information with AI here. As I really get into this, I think I'm going to really get excited about something that NGC and PCGS both have. They have something called registries, and I learned about these through reading the material that I just showed you at the beginning of the stream. Let me get a second here. Back in the day, you could take a class from the American Numismatic Association teaching coin grading. It was a good course. That sounds cool. Was this Robert? That's really neat. I've actually, so it's funny you say that. I actually just emailed a coin club about an hour and a half away from my hometown to see if they had any admittance or any events coming up that I could join their coin club, because I think it's like invite only. So I reached out through their, you know, contact list and was just saying, hey, this is my journey. This is what I'm working on. I'd love to, you know, be a part of your organization if you got space for it, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm trying to join my own coin club out here because I feel like, you know, there's going to be a lot of older people in this industry who have so much experience and so much knowledge that I can learn from, and just kind of, you know, build some relationships around that and build some networking around that. So I reached out. We'll see if they get back to me or not. And if they do, obviously, if they do, I will see if I can record, and maybe I can go out there and record some of their, you know, their events and their shows and stuff like that. And we can bring that back and, you know, kind of help promote the coin, you know, just coin enthusiasts stuff going on out there. Anyway, NGC and PCGS both have something called a registry. If you guys don't know what this is, like you can actually compete online. So this is really neat. I found this fascinating. They also had PCS registry chat. Yeah, you did? Awesome, Robert. Yes, I'm learning about them like literally last night and this morning. So there are awards, right? There are awards. Look at this. Get ready for the 2026 NGC Registry Awards. Ensure your registry is set, blah, blah, blah. Be automatically considered for awards, and more than $30,000 in prizing, guys. And what a registry is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is you submitting the coins that you own online through your account. All you got to do is just put in the identification number, right? The registry number of the slab. You put that in there. Oh, sorry, that's a bad example. And you build a registry, which I'll show you some right here. So if I go to browse competitive sets, so I can go here, I can go to United States coins. I can go to $50. I can go to the Walking Liberty $50, which is what I'm focusing on now. Like maybe you're a Franklin guy or Kennedy guy or Barber, whatever, you know, a Morgan Dollar, whatever you like, you know, there's something in here. So these are competitive. These are the competitions. Okay. And the community votes on them. So if I were to go in here and say, let's go to a complete set. So right here, it says Walking Liberty $50, 1916 to 1947, complete, including varieties. So this is like the creme de la creme, every single coin in the issue, every mint, like the double dies, you know, the obverse and reverse mint mark. All right. All that stuff, right? You can also do like just the 1916 to 1933. This is called like the early dates. They consider this the early dates, like the pre-Great Depression era. So let's go and see, like, let's look at this one right here. Let's just go to the first one. 981 competing sets. So these people are all competing, okay? And they get points scored, and people can comment and view and check it out. So this guy DHM Indy is obviously in first place right now. He's got the first place award for his set, and he's 100% completion. So it means he's registered every single coin he has registered in his set. Now I don't know how they authenticate this. I don't know, like I don't know if you can just go online and you can just go to eBay or some auction house and just take the registration numbers and register them as your own coin. I don't know any of that stuff, but let's just take it as legitimate for now. And so like, let's look at it. We can go in here, we can click on his set. And if I scroll down here, I can look and see like, oh, like this is insane. This is insane. This guy's got an MS66 1916, an MS66 16D, a 65 plus, a 67 plus 1917, and you can see the coin because he's registered it. You can click on the coin and actually see the coin. It's also got toning, right? So we got a lot of toning going on there. Looks like a pretty good quality strike, everything. So yeah, it's pretty neat. And then look, top pop. So this is the like #1 coin, I assume. In like this is the highest rated coin for this date and everything like that. So this guy's got multiple of them. An MS66 1918, right? You can just look at these coins, beautiful coins. So PCGS would not let you register a coin that was already registered. Okay, thanks, Robert. That helps. I appreciate that. So this guy's got 64 plus. I mean, look at this set. This guy's got like almost like a top of the line set. He looks like he could increase his 1921S is only in AU 55, so he's probably looking to upgrade this coin over time. You can also just click shop. Like if you really wanted to, you just click shop and you go buy it. Look at that 1938. Let's see what his 1938D is. His 1938D is an MS 67 plus top pop. Crazy coin right here. That is a crazy coin. So I just found this just so fun. Just so fun, guys. And I can go on here and I can look through the PCGS registries and stuff on their pop reports, search for coins, and then I can find images of a lot of these coins to compare. Again, for learning how to grade, you can actually just take all the real life examples. I mean, that's a beautiful 1938. And you see like the skirt, what I was talking about here right in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see this, but like you see the skirt, you know, it's like the blouse almost represents like the draped American flag, right? You got the stars all pronounced up here, so you can still see the stars. You can see the Fijian cap, you can see her ear, her eyes, her mouth, like all the details on her head look great. And then you come down to the skirt and you know, you can see these distinct deep lines on the skirt. Like that's a good sign of a very well struck coin. The fields are just smooth and velvety like this. Like I'm learning so much. You have no idea. I'm learning that some mintages, the way that they cast their dies and things, that the top would be very well struck and nice, like highly detailed, but the bottom would be lightly struck, and that's just the way that they set their dies. And so you just so much to learn, guys, on just one coin. This is just one coin. That's why I say this journey is going to take years just to become probably an expert on one thing. So anyway, you can go through here and just see some of these just beautiful, brilliant sets. And I mean, look at this guy's got, again, I'm assuming this is all legit, but this person has all the top population, 68 plus, a 68 plus on a non-proof coin. I mean, look at that beauty. Holy cow. Wow. That is a gorgeous coin. You can see why that's a 68 plus, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell because of the zoom is probably not quite enough for you, but just looking at the sheer detail and the smoothness on this one, it's just, you can tell that this is a better quality coin. Like, I don't know. Just the more you look at these pictures, the more you start to like see the little identifiers. So, really excited about that. And in NGC, one thing about NGC's registry, so I set up an account with NGC already. The one thing about the NGC registry is the NGC actually allows you to add coins from both NGC and PCGS, okay, for the US coins, which I'm doing, constitutional coins, right? PCGS only allows you to register PCGS coins. So that is one thing that I'm interested in. That's one reason why I set up an NGC account, because as of right now, I am not interested in like isolating towards one grading company or the other. However, I will say that I'm only planning on using NGC or PCGS. Those are the only ones that I'm going to kind of respect. Nothing against any of the other graders. Grading companies, IGC and all those guys like ANA, say, or whatever, NX, whatever. It's just, I'm going to use the two that I believe will have the most long-term trust and verifiability in the industry, if that makes sense. So, because if I ever do have to sell my collection or trade up my collection, I want to have like kind of the premier grading companies as what I'm putting my collection into. So, yeah. A lot going on. I know this is a lot. I know this is like rapid fire, but I'm just super excited to like, I want to spend like every minute I have that I'm free right now. I'm wanting to like read books, look up coins on eBay to start to learn like the different pricing on the different quality coins. I'm looking up graded coins. I'm bidding on things. I'm trying to like find varieties of these coins that I can bring in, that you and I can go on the microscope, and we can get the microscope brought up here on the big screen, and we can just dig through these coins and like document what quality features that we see, what defects that we see, and just really, we're gonna really dig into this. So I'm super excited, and I'm trying to keep myself in control to not, like, you know, freak everybody out that's listening. But this is where, I mean, this has been really cool. Just last few days of just consuming a lot of information, and I just gotta kind of like remember to get it all out. All right, I wanted to watch this. This is my first time watching this, but this is NGC's video on their website about how they go through the grading process and what your coin goes through the grading process. So I thought, hey, I'll watch this with you, and we can all kind of hang out and see what this is about.
T Corporation was founded in 1987. As a member of the Certified Collectibles Group, our expertise, consistency, and accuracy have made us a leader in third-party coin grading services. NGC occupies a state-of-the-art 60,000 square foot facility in Sarasota, Florida. Our building.
Okay, I was gonna try to go to like 1080p or 720 or something, but apparently they filmed this in only 360p. So I apologize for the blurriness. I did not know that this was located in Florida. That's pretty cool. So located in Florida, Certified Collectible Group. And they have NGC, NCS, which I think NCS is actually, I think what NCS does, guys, and if you, Robert, or somebody that knows, I think NCS has a service where you can actually take like a toned graded coin or something, and they will dip it for you and clean off the toning. And I think it does not hurt your grade, I believe. And then CGC and PMG. Okay.
Building features sophisticated technology, including security cameras, metal detectors, biometric scanning, and identification badges to ensure the maximum protection for your coins. The process begins when your coin reaches our receiving department. Here,
okay, so just send them in those little plastic slips.
The customer's submission invoice and entered into our computer system.
Looking like sending in 10 gold coins.
Our security cameras. Once verified, each coin is put into a temporary holder bearing a label with its invoice and line item numbers. The coins are placed in labeled and barcoded boxes in the order they were received. Coins are tracked throughout the grading process by their invoice number alone, ensuring anonymity. No information from the original submitter is made known to the graders. Designed to maintain a constant controlled light environment, the grading room is ideal for delicate examinations. Volumes of published references and grading tools are available for the graders at all times. The grading process is a team effort. Multiple professional grading experts examine every coin to ensure accuracy, and the grading team is forbidden from buying and selling coins commercially to prevent bias. Each coin is examined by one.
I can't tell, but it looks like they're using a yellow light there. I would assume that they would use like a more natural sunlight type light. Maybe this is filmed so long ago that like lighting technology has been increased or enhanced since then. It looks like each desk here, obviously they're in like a dark room. Hey, what's up, little foot stacker? What's going on, brother? Appreciate you coming in here. 10 is a lot. Yeah, somebody sent in a lot of like a lot of gold coins in that one. But so looking at this, like I'm assuming that they use like a more natural lighting situation for the graders at this point. But yeah, it's something. It looked like they just all have desks spread out in the same little cubicle area, and everybody just grading their allotment. It's pretty cool.
One grader at a time, and each grader enters his grade into the system. Again, all work is performed without labeling that could identify the submitter. NGC's graders are well known and established experts, many with more than 20 years of experience. As a result, the grading team is uniquely qualified, allowing NGC to offer the strongest guarantee of grade and authenticity of any certification service. Specialized experts allow NGC to provide accurate condition analysis for the broadest range of numismatic properties, including modern and ancient coinage from around the world, as well as many tokens and metals. In addition to numerical grading, coins that will include variety designations are examined by a numismatist who specializes in variety attribution. NGC is the only grading company to offer star and plus designations. The grading team employs a numerical scale of grades from 1 to 70. 70 being the highest grade assigned. Coins with detrimental surface conditions are not eligible for numeric grading and receive a details grade instead. Once the appropriate grade has been determined, the coin is ready for encapsulation in our state-of-the-art holder.
Yeah, Robert, just following up with some of what you guys are saying there. So I'm if you guys don't know me, I'm actually very familiar with trading card and sport card grading. And in that, when we were trying to determine a grade for a coin, we would use like 3 different types of light, like a soft yellow light, a bright white light, and then like a natural light. And all three kind of help you kind of like identify different creases or scratches or reflections in different ways. So yeah, we would use multiple different lights in ours as well for trading cards. You wonder when this thing was filmed. I'm sure we can find it right here. 10 years ago, so 2015 or so. It looks like it was recorded. It could be old recording too, that was just uploaded to YouTube 10 years ago. I have no idea. And then there was another question somebody asked I think somebody said something along those lines. Do you think that they will use, oh yeah, nice little foot. Yeah, I have a few of those 2.5s and $5 NQs Indians. I love those. Somebody asked, do you think that they're going to start to use AI instead of books and stuff? I can tell you, like, so there's AI. Yes, you can use AI. Like I use AI as a supplement for almost everything at this point. But as I showed you earlier, I have like 8 books already all about grading because I want to take the written word of an expert, not the compiled, potentially incorrect expertise as well. So AI, if you were to take like, and this might be a smart thing to do, maybe, you know, a grading company or somebody could do this themselves. If I were to take all like the factual knowledge bases of, you know, these coins and these grading services, and I were to feed that into the AI's memory and say, and put guardrails on it and say, hey, I only want you to base your answers and your logic, right, off of the information contained in your memory. And I'm the one that feeds it specific documents and books and articles and online and all that, blah, 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 blah. And I feed it exactly the information that I have deemed to be factual and correct. Well, in that situation, Littlefoot, or I think it was Littlefoot that asked this, but it wouldn't matter if AI answered it or not, as long as it doesn't hallucinate and kind of drift off and like create its own answers. If it's just doing it based on strictly the material that I've provided for context, I think that it kind of makes sense to use that. It's kind of like if you ever had like any kind of company or industry, you know, place where you had all of your documentation in one file system, so that if anybody ever had a question, you can look it up, right? It's the same type of thing. It's just AI can look things up faster than the human can. So in that way, I could see it being something where, yes, I do think AI will continue to kind of drift into this world. And I honestly think that if you wanted to probably make a quick $1 million, you probably could just create a web-based app that you could sell on, you know, Apple Play Store or the Google App Store that utilizes AI off of a set criteria of context. And then you could have people scan photos of their coins and things, and it would use at least the most accurate information that it has to determine a grade or at least an estimation. I find that to be probably a pretty easy, you know, multi-million-dollar idea if anybody wants to get to work. But anyway, yeah, let's go back to the video, and I got another video to watch after this, but I want to kind of go through some of the stuff. I'm watching this for my first time. Oh, sorry about this camera there. I'm watching this for my first time as well, because I'm just curious if this process, honestly, I'm just curious how much of this process is similar to what happens in the trading card grading world. And so far, it's very, very, very similar.
After grading, coins are transferred from the grading department to the encapsulation department. Encapsulation specialists print the appropriate NGC label for each coin. The labels are printed on acid-free, conservation-grade paper with numerous security features. In addition to the coin's description and grade, the label also includes the NGC certification number. Every NGC certification number is unique and is an important deterrent to counterfeiting NGC's valued product. The label is matched with the appropriate coin and fitted into a white core made of inert material that won't adversely affect the coin it holds.
I wonder how many different like plastic inserts they have.
It is then sonically sealed within a transparent case. The NGC holder is designed for long-term storage, and all of its materials were independently tested by the Smithsonian Institution, which now uses an NGC-developed holder to house its most valuable coins.
Oh, that's cool.
The NGC holder provides exceptional durability without sacrificing crystal clear presentation. NGC also offers an innovative scratch-resistant edge view holder that is coated with the same advanced material found on scratch-resistant.
Littlefoot, you can send in, so obviously you got to pay shipping and insurance. So typically how it works is you pay for the service fee. Let's say it's $25 a coin. Then you will pay to ship your coin to them. You'll typically want insurance, especially if you're sending thousands of dollars worth of coins, right? Then you will have to pay for them to ship it back to you with insurance coming back as well. So typically, like Robert says, is yes, you can just grade one coin without a membership or any kind of a yearly fee. But if you just grade one coin, it's going to be like $60 for that one coin just for the grading, and the shipping. So typically what you do is you send in a batch of coins that you want to get graded. That's the same thing we would do with trading cards. We would send in like 20 trading cards at once or 100 trading cards at once. That way you're only paying one shipping fee divided amongst 100 cards. It'll be the same thing with coins. Like maybe I want to send 10, 15 coins out. I would send them all at once and I pay one shipping fee with, obviously insurance is going to be more. Insurance is typically like 1 to 2% of your total valuation that you're declaring, but you're still only paying the shipping cost one time there and one time back. And so it just divides up cheaper per coin. So then it becomes $30 per coin instead of like $50 or $60 per coin for the grading service, right? Again, we can get more technical in the valuation of grading in the future as I get better with this. I'm using a lot of my knowledge from the card industry, not the coin industry. So I don't want to like go too far off and be incorrect. But from what I've seen so far, it's very, very similar. And what Robert was saying is absolutely true. Sometimes these grading companies, NGC or PCGS, they will have a booth for on-spot grading or something like that, or at least the very least, it saves you on the shipping cost. You can submit your coin to them in person at an event, and then you save all those extra costs. And sometimes they can even do like, again, I'm doing this based off the card industry. Sometimes they'll even do like same weekend grading. So you'll pay like an expedition fee for like $35 or $50 a coin, and they will get that coin turned over to you like before the end of the event, like in the weekend. So if they have a service like that, it's amazing. You pay a little bit more, but the thing is, think about this: like if you had like 50 grand in gold coins or something that you were getting graded, you don't have to have the stress of those coins, right? Like sitting in the mail for 2 weeks or something. So there's definitely some benefits. And if it's just one coin that you want to get popped in and popped out, like, yeah, Robert's right. That's the way to go.
Eyewear. Once sealed, encapsulated coins are then placed into a box with divided rows.
Did anybody notice, did they say if these were
UV
UV protected?
And a quality control reviewer to ensure that the grade and presentation meet NGC's strict standards. Following this final inspection, NGC captures an image of the front and back of each coin in its holder. These images are uploaded to NGC's website, where they can be viewed by entering the coin's unique certification number.
Yeah, this is great. They have a price estimation and everything. I like it.
And protection against holder counterfeiting or tampering. Following imaging, coins are sent to the shipping department.
For that $20 gold coin.
Shipping scans the barcode of each coin to make sure that every coin matches the invoice and that no coins are missing. The box is sealed with wire-laced tape. Properly registered and insured, the coins are safely shipped and soon are back in the hands of their owners. The knowledge, integrity, and dedication of NGC's expert grading team ensure a level of grading consistency unparalleled among grading services. We pride ourselves on our uncompromising standards and a commitment to integrity that has made us the leader in coin certification and earned us a special place in numismatics.
EF66 Ultra
NGC
Cameo.
is the official grading service of the American Numismatic Association.
Cool.
And the Professional Numismatist Guild. Visit www.
I think we got it. We're already there. Okay. So that was interesting. I also saw, like, if you don't know, there's coin grading guides that you can do. We can go right in there. You can find the exact one that you're looking for. And this, I haven't read through this entirely, but there's generalities for each of the coins. It seems like, obviously the quality of the strike is very, very important from what I can tell. Yeah, quality of the strike, and then obviously like the defects, scratches, rubbing, blah blah blah. And then like how clean, the devices are. I mean, this is a really nice looking coin, but like the devices, like how detailed are they? This one obviously you can see a lot more detail. What we were talking about earlier with the kind of the stars and bars blouse look to it, and the eagle on the back, the breast feathers and the leg feathers. This hand right here, so this is a big one right here. You can see how her left hand, which is here, you can see how you can't really see the finger detail and stuff. So like it's interesting that like that part is pretty lightly struck, and that can be obviously more detailed or not on depending on the coin. And then the fields being all lustrous and clean, not having a bunch of micro abrasions and scratches and pits and stuff like that. So yeah, there's just like, I mean, there's just so much to it. It's pretty fascinating. And I'm sure as we keep going, we'll get more and more, comfortable with it. And, they talk about the prime focal areas often, talk about the strike often. They talk about one thing I haven't seen too much, and, I will learn this over time. I have not seen too much mention about the quality of the rim, like the actual edge rim of the coin itself. Like, was it the reeded edges? So it'll be interesting to see if like that actually is something that grading companies do consider a lot or not. I'm not sure. Yeah, if the hand is the highest point, then it's first. Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, you can see. Typically, I mean, I've got enough of these coins now. Like, I've got over like 150 of these myself. Actually, I might have more than that, but it's like the left breast and the blouse cut right here, the neck, the ear, right, the hand, that whole section right there is like the first part on the obverse that kind of gets worn away. And then for the eagle, obviously it's pretty clear too, but the eagle, it's like this front foreleg and primarily like the breast feathers and the head. And then sometimes it'll be up here, like on this wings feathers and stuff. So I've got enough of these coins to see how they wear in all these different conditions. So I definitely agree. That's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for the rubbed shiny spots on the front, and it's very easy to tell, especially with these older coins, like if they've been cleaned and all that, and then right away, like this coin's been cleaned. It's not really worth sending in. Yeah, but all these different grading cycles, you can, again, I'm doing it primarily to show you guys my own coins that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Walking Liberty $50. All these resources are available for whatever coins that you're into as well. So definitely pick that up. PCGS has the same thing if you're interested. PCGS has, where was it? Services. Oh yeah, grading. I think I went here to grading specials or something. No, that wasn't it. I lost my train of thought. Where was that? Anyway, there's resources here that you can use to go through here. And it's got all sorts of different things you can use to look up. If you want to learn about it, coin guides, you can go into the different coin guides for whatever coin guides you're interested in. So there's, there's a lot. This is that thing that I printed off. There's a lot of resources, is just my point out there. If you really want to get going, this one even has like a journey where you can start here and you can say, I want to learn more about grading coins or whatever. And then you can go here and you go to the Encyclopedia of Coins, and then look, oh, all of a sudden, we can go down here and we can find the $50, Walking Liberty $50, and we can go here and we can learn even more about it. So there's like unlimited knowledge out there if you really want to learn about these things. So yeah, I definitely will keep going at it. And then I want to check out this one. It's another 4-minute video. Introduction to coin grading from PCGS. So I just want to see how their system, this was 10 years ago as well. So looks like NGC and PCGS both started their YouTube channels 10 years ago. So let's see. And maybe it's perspective or not, but NGC's YouTube channel had 5,000 subs. PCGS has 48,000. And I can also tell you that there's significantly more coins graded with PCGS than there are NGC. So there might be a correlation there. If you're looking for like which company is more popular or which one that's going to have, Littlefoot. Yeah, you joined a little late here. I don't know if you know this or not, but we went through and I went through actually a whole bunch of different resources. The Red Book. This is the best book I have right now. Highly recommend this one. This is the American Numismatic Association Grading Standards for United States Coins. Highly recommend this one. Red Book obviously is there. I got this book. I got that Walking Liberty book. Like, I have 2 more books already ordered. One of the books I ordered was $53 because it's so old and out of print. But anyway, I just want to get like the best information I can. Anyway, we got tons of information. This book is amazing. I'm going to use this book. The next segment of this live stream is going to be me using this book to go through some coins online and see what we can do for finding some grades, stuff like that. So, yeah, I agree.
Welcome to Grading 101, Introduction to Grading, brought to you by PCGS. Today we're going to discuss surface preservation, the most important component of mint state coin grading. As you can see by the diagram, surface preservation is one of 4 components of mint state coin grading, which also includes strike.
Okay, this is really important for anybody who wants to get into coin grading, I think. So, surface preservation, strike, luster, and eye appeal. I don't know about you, but I think 2 of these, luster and eye appeal, are extremely subjective categories. And I can say with card grading, trading card grading, there's a lot less subjectivity and it's all objective. So in card grading, it's surface, edges, which are like literally the condition of the edge of the coin, corners, which is the condition of the corners of the card. So there's 4, right? And then the last one is centering. So how well the card is printed and it's centered, the image is centered on the actual card and things like that. So which you can tell by the borders and things lining up. Like, if it's 1 millimeter on the left side and 3 millimeters on the right side, that would be considered poor centering. If the edges have white abrasions on the card stock, right? Like that would damage the corners and that would cause the price to come, the grade to go down. Looks like with coins, luster and eye appeal, those, I don't know how you put a objective score on that. That sounds completely subjective to the graders, which is why I hear that they use like 2 or 3 or 4 graders and they combine the grades to determine like the ultimate grade. But yeah, strike makes sense. You can actually definitively determine a strike's quality objectively, and surface preservation is objective as well. But yeah, I find that interesting. Just
luster and eye appeal. But as you can see by the diagram, surface preservation accounts for roughly 60% of a mint state coin's grade. So what is surface preservation? It's largely the result of the type of handling the coin received after being struck. You often see small scratches, gouges, or scrapes seen on uncirculated coins, and these are typically the result of bag marks, but these can arise from other factors as well. Bag marks are those marks acquired through contact with other coins while being stored or transported in kegs or bags. Very often coins were dumped into bags or large barrels and wheeled around or thrown around from sometimes as many as years, either in the basement of the mint or on a covered wagon. And the coins knocked against each other, and many of them acquired marks on the surface and on the devices. Bag marks are usually worst on the larger, heavier coins, such as silver dollars, gold eagles, and double eagles. But you can find them on most other coins as well. They just aren't normally as much of a problem. And other surface preservation issues include cabinet friction from storage in older coin cabinets, slide friction from albums or flips, roll friction, or hairlines from being wiped. And light friction does not always preclude a coin from being uncirculated. So let's take a look at some examples. Here are 2 Morgan dollars. Both of these coins are mint state, but as you can see, the coin on the left has a number of heavy bag marks on the cheek and in the fields, virtually all over the coin. While the coin on the right here led a very lucky life and received almost no marks whatsoever. So there's a lot of territory between these two coins, so let's just take a look. This is poor surface preservation, and a coin with surfaces like this would most certainly grade at the very bottom of the mint state scale, approximately mint state 61 or mint state 60.
I'm surprised. I like that actually shocks me right there. To be quite frank, like I look at this coin and I understand that like the details are present, you know, like the Liberty sash and the and the hair and all that is present, so it hasn't been worn down, it hasn't been circulated a lot. But to me, this coin looks like it's just gone through hell, right? Like it's been stepped on the concrete or something. The fact that this can get a mint state 60 to 61, kind of shocking to me, to be quite frank. I would have put this a lot lower in my mind. So, yeah, interesting.
See numerous heavy marks and scratches over both the devices and the fields of the coin. And as we say, even though the coin is uncirculated, it's unquestionably a banged up, problem-looking coin. This next coin has fair surface preservation. You can still see a number of moderate marks on both the devices and in the fields here, but the coin is not nearly as rough as the previous coin. Coins with this type surface preservation would carry a base grade somewhere in the mint state 61 or mint state 62 range. This third coin has what we would call average surface preservation, showing light to moderate contact marks and scratches in the devices, with a few scattered in the fields. But a coin like this, we would sort of base our grade in the mint state 63 to 64 range.
That's pretty good.
Our next coin has what we would call good surface preservation, only displaying a few light scattered marks on the devices and in the fields. These marks have to be pretty small and out of your focal areas. This is your focal area here. And as you can see, there are a few light marks, but overall the coin is pretty clean. This coin would start with a base grade of mint state 65 or mint state 60.
Okay, this also shocks me a lot because they say explicitly that the marks and abrasions should be small and they shouldn't be focused on like the focal point. And I'm looking at this and like I'll be honest with you, all I see is Morgan's cheek all chewed up down here, all chewed up on the chin, and then that large gash right there next to the ear. On the neck, I see marks chewed up, and then even on the fields to the right, I see a lot of abrasion right here next to the unum, and then I see the scratch right here across right underneath the chin stands out a lot to me. Like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too harsh of a coin grading critic, but I looked at this. I would like if I saw one of these. I get that it's uncirculated. Yeah, and you're right, Robert. I guess uncirculated is minced. Like it's circulated and uncirculated, and obviously it's uncirculated because it's just not worn down, right, on the edges and the top. But I mean, I must be too harsh of a critic because I look at this and this coin looks scratched up to me a lot. Like I'm looking at this like as like a 60 to a 62 or something. So I feel like I am being way too harsh on these coins.
And finally, we have a coin with outstanding surface preservation. These coins are few and far between. You can see a very few tiny marks on close inspection, but overall, this is an outstanding coin.
That looks like a 65 to me from what I see on
certainly
like
in the
eBay
upper ranges of mint state and the mint state 67 to 69 range. So that is our look at surface preservation, and we hope you have enjoyed this brief webinar.
That was cool.
Stay tuned for more.
That was actually really well done. That was really well done. I think they have a whole series here. So, do you guys mind? Do you guys mind if I watch a couple more of these? I don't like to be that guy that all I do is like watch the. Otherwise, I'm gonna end the stream and just watch these myself. So, do you guys mind if I check out the strike, luster, and eye appeal, and that we'll watch these next? That's too much. That's way too much. Maybe another one. Maybe we'll follow up on the next video. We're gonna watch some more of those things. So, real quick, I'll show you a couple more of the resources. I talked about the books. I'll show you some of the other books that I've got coming up here. Let me see here. Tab. Bam. Oh, that's not a very good image, but this is a book that I just ordered here. Coin grading and counterfeit detection. Again, some of these older books, but whatever. You know, we'll check it out and see if it's got any other details here. Here's another book I got here 1 second. All right. Here's another one. So you can see this is a what was this one? Who wrote this one? Swiatek. This was a another book that was recommended from one of the books I was reading. This book is out of print. This wasn't too expensive. It's out of stock, but whatever. I picked up that guy. And then what's the other one I got? 1 second. Searching through. Here. There's another one right here. Walking Liberty, $50. This book was a little bit expensive. This book was like $50 from Bruce Fox, but it looks like it's going to be very similar to the one book that I was reading that I really liked so far. So again, I'm just trying to reiterate that I'm taking this education as seriously as I can. And if I get into that numismatic club or whatever, hopefully that will help like really enhance my learning there as well. And then finally, with all that being said, we purchased this coin, by the way. I picked up this guy, and I'm pretty, I don't know. Like, again, we were just looking at that Morgan, and that Morgan was all scratched up. Like, look at this thing. So I'm pretty happy with this coin. I got it for like 113 shipped. So, look at this thing. So a couple of scratches right in the fields up here. Oh, stop. What's it doing? Hold on. Zoom in. Something's wrong here. Not letting me zoom in properly. Okay. So yeah, I'm just looking at this thing. I mean, I see really great detail up here on the cap. I saw looks like maybe like a medium strike here. I don't see it being like a great strike because these stripes are not as deep, but who knows, maybe in person it'll look a little different. Maybe the light's reflecting in a different way. But some scratches on the fields here, but you know, just talking from the video we just watched, right? This coin looks way cleaner than that other Morgan that they had listed at a 65. I mean, I don't even see I'll look at the backside in just a second. I don't even see any major gashes or cuts, and definitely not on any of the focal points. I mean, I guess maybe that's not entirely true. I see a little bit on the cheek there, but like it's not huge gashes. That's tiny fractures. Even the hand has detail that we didn't see on that other coin. Everything looks good. I mean, there's these scratches right here, right? I can see a little bit of like small hairline. That could even be like maybe the die itself. But right here, these are definitely some scratches here. But like this, to me, the obverse here looks way better than what they said for that Morgan that we were looking at. And then this is the reverse here, and we can go through. Look at the breast feathers, look really pronounced. Like it hasn't even taken any kind of wear at all. Olive branch looks beautiful. I mean, I'm just looking at this going, dang, this is nice. Every edge is looking good. I don't see any right now. I don't see any major defects on this coin. I feel like, in my opinion, if this is a 65 and that Morgan that they showed in that video is a 65, I don't know. This coin actually looks cleaner to me than the 67, 68 of the Morgan that they showed. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. You guys are looking at the same stuff I'm looking at, but anyway, I picked this up and I feel like I got a pretty screaming hot deal. I got it on a bid, like last minute bid that I put in there. And I don't know. I think this thing's pretty sexy. So I'm pretty excited about this one. We'll get this thing under a microscope. Maybe we'll see more when we get it under the microscope with some really bright light. But yeah, so I just picked this coin up too. So I got these two, this coin and that other coin we bought last time on the way. I've got some other auctions going on out there. You guys know what I'm looking for. She's a beaut, Clark. And Clark, shitter's full. Anyway, yeah. I'm excited for it. So yeah, I just looked at the registration and numbers and everything matches up. So I guess the only way that they could screw this up is to like pop the seal on this bad boy and put in a different coin. But if they put in that coin, I'd be happy with it too. So, I had a hard time looking at the last two coins because most of the scratches were on the slab itself. Interesting. So yeah, no, that is a possibility. That's true. But that last video we watched was here, and like I'm not even kidding. Like, look, this is what they said that this was a 67 or something, 67 to 69. I have a loop, Robert. I have a like a 5x loop, and then I have a magnifier. So I have this as well. Oh, wrong screen. So I have this as well, which I can use to get these under a microscope, and I can have this broadcast to the computer so you guys can see what I see at the same time. And I also have a jeweler's loop for myself as well, like just a little basic black one with a light and jeweler's loop and all that stuff. So I think I have everything I need for that. So yeah, so they're saying this was 67 to 69, and this looks. I mean, I'm just saying, toot my own horn here, I guess maybe, but I feel like this coin, unless I'm missing something pretty distinct, like a bent rim or something, I feel like this coin is distinctly cleaner than what they're giving as an example. Now, this was 10 years ago. Maybe grading scales have changed or something like that. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Thanks for being here. Graders do not use magnifiers to grade. Okay, so they just use the loop. That's what it showed in the NGC video that we watched. The guy was like just sitting there with a jeweler's loop looking down at the coin. So, yeah, it's a good point. Try to do exactly what the graders are going to do. If the thing is, though, Robert, to be honest with you, if I'm using a magnifying glass and I'm only submitting the best of the coins that I've got, I'm hoping that I'm going to be too harsh, and therefore anything that I get will be a higher grade than, than what I expect. I would rather be too harsh of a grader than too loose, because if I'm too loose, I'm going to waste a lot of money sending in coins that should not have been sent in to the graders. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to avoid really more than anything. That's one of my big concerns, is that I just don't want to waste my time and money sending in that crap, like if it's not good. But from what I can tell so far, is that I am probably going to be more harsh than I need to be, because again, I'm looking at that and then I'm looking at that. Oh wait, wrong thing. That. And just looking at these two coins, like this coin looks so much nicer condition. I know this is not a Morgan, this is a Walker, so maybe there's a different scale, but I don't know. Maybe they use different scales. I don't know. So anyway, pretty cool. Yeah, really excited about this adventure. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and we went through quite a bit this afternoon. What's up, Bootsy? I recently acquired a couple Proof 70 Ultra Cameo quarters. They are clad, but really, yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it, Bootsy. If you're going to buy like, stop the melt, baby. Stop the melt. Exactly. Appreciate it. Walter Thibodeau, how you doing, brother? Always nice to see you popping in here and saying hello and keeping it well. We're doing fantastic. What did this person say? THS, get your constitutional now. Stop the melt. Yeah, we've got the Stop the Melt mug and sticker and shirt in the little swag store as well. So, yeah. Also, one thing I was thinking about, and I recently watched a video from Vermilion Enterprises, which is a Florida-based LCS, and he does daily videos talking about the market of silver and gold. And in his video, one of his recent videos, he said that LCSs right now, a lot of them are cracking out these constitutional graded coins out of their slabs, and they are sending them into the refiners to be melted because there's not a lot of demand right now for these things. And it had me thinking, and to put it in reference, like I'm not talking about just a few of it. I'm saying one of the guys, he said, has cracked out so many coins that they have filled a 5-gallon jug of just the labels. I'm not talking about the whole slab. They filled a 5-gallon jug of labels. And I want you to think about that. Population reports don't get updated, right? Where's my population reports? Population reports don't get updated when a coin gets cracked out of its slab and sold to a refiner to be melted down, right? Or gets cracked out of its slab and is sold as a raw coin. Now, there's a chance that coin gets regraded, right? So, this is the time to buy the cheaper slabs. Exactly, Robert. I mean, keep it on the down low, brother. But there's a reason why I'm bidding on. There's a reason I'm bidding on graded coins and constitutional coins that are not in high demand, because right now constitutional silver is just not in high demand. It's almost like seen as like a bad asset. because people can't sell it except for like 15-20% back of spot. So people are freaking out. So yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think it's a great time to pick up this stuff. So, but my point was that like these population reports are not perfect. They are an estimation, and that's why we were talking about last time how I view these as sort of like a parabola to understand where the commonality is of the grading. So like if I were to take this run right here, this is the 1940 Philadelphia, you know, this graph would look something like this, right? It'd be like very little from 60 to 61 because nobody's going to waste their money and time grading a 60-61. And then we start to come up right here through the 62s and 63s, and then we go up to 64s, and then we peak at 65s, and then we come back down at 66, 67, because these are getting a lot harder, and then we go back all the way down here to the 68s pluses. And what I do this for is in my mind, and I don't obviously draw this every time, I just do it in my mind looking at the averages here, but I can see my sweet spot, right? My sweet spot would be right here at the MS65 range, because that's where the, you know, the probably the value / price to / quality is probably at its equilibrium. If I go to the 66, well, now there's going to be fewer of them, and chances are that the price is going to be a little bit more of like an exponential rate higher than I probably want to pay. And obviously, if you go to 67, 68, when you get down to the really low numbers here, to the 41 of them or one of them, that's going to be a plus. Like that's going to be an extremely high cost coin in the tens of thousands of dollars, because that is going to be the top of the population report. So, but this is just a general guide. These numbers aren't perfect. Like there's not 2,476 of these, and that's true of PCGS slabs. There could be, for all we know, 1,800 of them because they all got cracked out and melted down and sold. We don't know. There could be 2,500 of them because people maybe cracked them out as a 64 and regraded them, you know, like cracked them out of a 65 trying to go for a 66, but it still came back a 65. And so the company doesn't know that that coin was cracked out and resubmitted, right? They just know that they got a coin to grade. So population reports, they aren't perfect, but they are a good general guideline for you to help understand how much of each coin is going to be like roughly in that condition, right? Constitutional is a long-term investment. Yeah, I agree with you. Nice coins, love cracking out the proof sets. Nick Coins loves cracking out the proof sets. Yeah, I have a theory. For me, like, you know, the Walker's a good example of like the proof sets. I feel like I should never buy a proof coin unless it's an MS70. Maybe I'm a little bit stubborn like that, but I do understand that I was reading about the Walkers, and apparently like the, I guess the quality of the press and the die for the 7 years or whatever it was that the Walkers have a proof, like they just weren't good enough to be 70s, and that's why you just don't see 70s even for the proof of the Walking Liberty $half. It is what it is, right? But I feel like any modern coin, like especially if I'm buying like modern US Mint stuff, or I'm buying a modern American Silver Eagles, I am only buying an MS70 or a PR70, PF70, because it's completely uncirculated, straight from the press coin. Why would I want anything less than the perfect one, right? So that's kind of like how I do it, but everybody's got their own thing. But yeah, you could definitely buy like lower graded coins for really pretty much raw pricing, or a little bit above raw pricing right now on some of these historic constitutional coins. If you're that, I also, just so you guys don't, if again, a lot of you guys are new names that I don't recognize from like a lot of our, you know, last year of like live streams and stuff, but so these are all Walkers here that aren't in my album. We also have our album that we're trying to complete. So, you know, for instance, I still buy like $10 rolls of Walkers, and I just go through and I just hope that I get something good or not. I don't really care. You know, I buy Walkers every now and then. With the price of silver being as high as it is, I have kind of slowed down my raw constitutional purchasing unless I can find a really screaming deal. So yeah. Anything else I got? I think for today we call it there. And I think on the next stream, what we're going to do is I will go through some more of these videos from the PCGS grading, because I would like to learn about strike, luster, eye appeal, and how they go. And then there's also how to grade circulated coins on here. So, I mean, this whole series, I'm going to go through this whole series myself, and then I might pick out one or two of the videos that I think are going to be worth us checking out down here. Right here is what I'm looking at if you're interested. This is on PCGS's YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Stuff. You're a big deal. hey, welcome. Thanks for being here. So I'm going to check out these videos, and then again, ultimately, we'll break out these tubes. We'll start to go through and sort. We will sort out the quality and date ranges and stuff. Try to find some key dates. I think I got like one or two like key dates in here. Not a lot. We'll pull them all out. We'll do like the pre-depression era coins, 1917, 1933s, and we'll do post, and then we'll sort them by quality and get these tubes all kind of like organized a little bit. And then we'll ultimately try to find 5 to 10 coins that we want to submit for grading, or maybe I, do some eBay shopping. I was going to do some eBay shopping for this live stream, but I think we've gone on long enough and we've covered enough details and enough things that we can make another video out of the next part. So anyway, you guys appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us, and just again, being here as I am learning all about this stuff. And I hope that through my stumbling and bumbling through this, that you learn some cool things as well. And maybe, hey, maybe we can create some more collectors and numismatists out there to appreciate the heritage of these coins and the beauty of them. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys next time we go live. Peace. Ta-ta for now.